DCeased, issue number 5. If you recall, when we last left off, there was a bit of a cliffhanger as Captain Atom exploded everything. So we see right away that Superman and Wonder Woman are okay, so that's good. And then we also see that Green Canary actually got a big bubble up around the Daily Planet, so that's alright too. I will subtract 14. Metropolis is gone, it's a waste. And Superman's looking around and he sees Lex Luthor and his sister, and Lex Luthor's in the power suit, closed off, and he's like, Superman, hey, how's it going? And Superman's just like, man, Lex, man, don't have time for this. If you try something, he's like, no. And Lex Luthor just drops to his knees. He's like, I'm not. There's a truce. I'm not doing anything, man. Look what's happened to our city. And then finally, the heroes get to action and do some of this stuff. They take down the internet. They break in satellites in space. They're cutting cables. Like, they are taking technology out, putting the world back to the Dark Ages. Ooh, the Marvel Dark Ages comic was actually really good. I'll do a video on that sometime. But now they're going to need sanctuary. They're going to need somewhere safe to go. Wonder Woman has headed to Themyscira, and she says to Hippolyta, like, can we bring people here? And they're like, men don't come here and we don't have room. And she's like, the world's ending. Like, the world of man is done. This is all we have left. So they're like, okay. And then they go out and they actually, Superman, Mera, and Wonder Woman lift up more ground to expand the island, to make room for everyone. Themyscira is not the only sanctuary. There is also a new forest in Gotham that has arrived in a week, and it's got a wall that keeps everything out. So Green Canary, Green Arrow, and Batboy go and they want to take a look, and they see if they can talk to Poison Ivy about getting in there. But out front, they're attacked by Killer Croc, who is a zombie. He gets taken out pretty easily, and the vines pick him up, and they're like, oh, cut the vines. And Batboy's like, don't cut the vines. And Poison Ivy comes out, it's like, yeah, you made the right call. What do you want? We want you to open the doors and let a bunch of people in. And Poison Ivy's like, man, Harley has been bugging me about this. I don't know if I want to do it. And Harley's like, come on, do it. And they're like, okay, fine, but there's some rules. If you screw up any plants, I'm going to throw you out to get eaten. And Green Arrow's like, whoa, that's harsh. And Batboy's like, nope, that's fine. We accept your terms. This is your place. We need your help. We accept your terms. Like, good call. The Fortress of Solitude gets set up kind of as a new base for the heroes. So they're all up there building things. Cyborg and Lex Luthor have actually started building plans for arcs. Arcs that are going to hold 7 million people, which I personally think is a little absurd. The 2 arcs, like it's 3.5 million people per arc. That is insanely huge. That's one of my only qualms about the story. It's full of zombies and superheroes and magic and stuff, so I guess I shouldn't have an issue with it. I just think that's too big. Anyway, Superman's arguing with Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor's like, I'm the smartest man on the planet. Batman's dead, right? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I'm the smartest man on the planet, so don't argue with me. Superman's like, no, we aren't abandoning this planet, and Lex Luthor just can't help but be a little dick, and he's like, you've lost 2 home worlds in 1 lifetime. No, you suck. And Lois Lane punches him in the face. Next little bit takes place over a couple of weeks. They start building the arcs, they start getting people to Gotham, they start getting people to Themyscira. Things are going really well, until there's a high pitch in all of their heads, and they aren't sure what it is, until dead Martian Manhunter rips through the door and rips Lex Luthor in half. But he doesn't just stop there, he also infects Barry. So an infected Flash shoots out the door while Firestorm burns Martian Manhunter to nothing. Wally wants to take off and get Barry, and Superman's like, no, I'll do this. And Superman flies out, and they're like, how are you going to catch him? And he's like, I'm not. I'm going to hit him from the other side. But, Cyborg, I need you to reassure me Barry Allen, the Flash, is dead. And Cyborg's like, yes. And Superman's like, okay, fine. So Superman goes up into space and flies down and crashes through the running Flash from the other direction. Bits of Flash go absolutely everywhere, including some of them, 2 fingers in particular, embedding into Superman's lower chest. It had to be done. The Flash was infecting people at great speed, but now Superman is at risk. He flies back to the fortress and asks Wally, so can you connect me and my mom and my wife and my son to the Speed Force so I can have some moments alone with them? Wally's like, yes. He says to his mom, he's like, thank you for finding me. Thank you for raising me and bringing me in. Thank you for giving me your name, teaching me your morals and your code. Like, thank you. He says to his wife, he's like, thank you. I flew across the universe to be here. Thank you for choosing me. He tells John, he's like, I've been several places in this universe. I know that you are one of the best things in it. You are going to change the way the entire universe works. No pressure. Sometimes things aren't going to go right. You are going to make mistakes, son, but always know that I am proud of you. He says goodbye to his family, and then he flies off to space, hoping that he can suffocate and kill himself before giving in to the virus. But he doesn't! And now, the heroes have zombie Superman to deal with. Be sure to check back tomorrow as we dive into a 15-issue series called Hope at the World's End. There are a lot of little side stories about fun things that were happening. The chronology of these get a little jumbled. They're kind of all over the place. That's why I held them off to here. But it's going to be a fun little adventure we're going to take together. So subscribe so you don't miss them or whatever. Give this video a like. Drop some comments. Do whatever you need to do. I have a Discord. Farewell.